It's probably going to fade a little bit, but it doesn't matter, Ford said, smiling slightly. I'm probably going to have to get it redone. Ford considers the burn and its perpetual sting worth it if it meant extra yards gained, and that's exactly what the former Cypress Ranch standout did a week ago. He strung together two hard-fought fourth-quarter touchdown runs of 7 and 17 yards in the Aggies' 24-17 comeback victory over South Carolina at Kyle Field. I don't like going to the ground, Ford said. The Aggies' competition on Saturday night stiffens considerably when top-ranked Alabama, 5-0-2-0, visits Kyle for a third time since A&M, 4-1-2-0, joined the second 2012. The Crimson Tide are favored by 26.5 points, and the Aggies have only been bigger underdogs once at Kyle Field, against Oklahoma, 27.5 points, in 2008. The top-ranked Sooners won 66-28. Fans love high-flying, aerial offenses like that one of OU, but Saturday might offer a throwback of sorts between the programs to when running was king. This is a line of scrimmage league, said Kevin Sumlin, who's 1-4 against Alabama as A&M coach. If you're a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman in this league, you know what time it is. Translator. To read this article in one of Houston's most spoken languages, click on the button below. Chingongai 1/4. College sports. Rice left tackle Calvin Anderson will be facing his father Devry's alma mater, Army. Family bragging rights on the line for Rice's Calvin Anderson as A&M running back Keith Ford has 7 rushing touchdowns this season. He scored twice in the fourth quarter last week. Top-ranked Alabama takes on Texas A&M at College Station. Houston quarterback Kyle Postma, 3, made his first start of the season against Temple, providing enough of a spark to power a 2013 road win. Consistency on offense eluding University of Houston. Houston State aims for record 7th straight win over Steven. Texas quarterback Shane Buechele, 7, is still on the mend, now nursing an ankle injury after recovering from an ailing shoulder that saw him miss 2 games. Texas hoping to show growth at home against Kansas State. The time will be for players like Ford, who has 2 or more rushing touchdowns in 3 of the Aggies' 5 games this season, and Alabama sophomore quarterback Jalen Hurts to strut their stuff. Hurts has solid numbers throwing the ball, completing 64% of his passes with 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, but his numbers on the ground are even more impressive. He's been an impact player from the day he got there, Sumlin said of the former Channel View High star who has rushed for more than 100 yards in a game 3 times this season. Stingy against the run. The Crimson Tide are just as impactful on the other side of the ball, and their 73.8 rushing yards allowed is second nationally. No one tries to run against them, but we will, A&M offensive tackle Keaton Sutherland said. We'll play our style of football and play how we will. The Aggies' style of football of late has been to rely on Ford with the game on the line. Sophomore Travian Williams, electric in his own right, has been slowed the last couple of games by a bum ankle. Williams still leads A&M in rushing, 384 in 4 games, but Ford's 7 rushing touchdowns are 2 more than Williams and 6 more than any other Aggie. Ford, a former 5-star prospect, transferred from Oklahoma 2 years ago in search of playing time, and it's come in waves this season. He's one of the most physical backs I've ever seen, A&M center Eric McCoy said. Even when there's not a hole, he makes a hole. He gains yards where there are none to gain. He's just angry and wants to get yards. Slimmed down. Ford also is trimmed down from last season, and his teammates have noticed once he bruises his way past the first line of defense. He's breaking bigger runs this year, McCoy said. He's getting to the second level, and he's actually been able to outrun a couple of guys, as well as use his power. Meanwhile, A&M offensive coordinator Noel Mazin has mostly kept dual-threat freshman quarterback Kellen Mond in check through 5 games, but if there was ever a time to turn him loose, it's against Alabama. They're a very explosive offensive team, and they've run the ball very effectively," Alabama coach Nick Saban said of the Aggies. But can the Aggies run it against the Crimson Tide? Sumlin offered a "we'll see on Saturday." "I'm not here to talk about our game plan," Sumlin said with a smile. "But you better be able to block 'em. People have had a really difficult time doing that over the last 5 weeks. We've got to have a plan that gives our guys a chance."